I'm going to give you the final game now. I call it the firing line. It's sort of similar like the name association, but I'm going to give you a name of a person you worked with or were around, and you tell me what you thought of them as a person, maybe even throw a funny story, and we'll get through as many as we can until the 2 hours are up. And the first name is, and I think you brought him up early, Eddie Gilbert.
Eddie Gilbert. Jeez. Yeah, the early days, Pensacola territories. I think I worked with Eddie a bunch of times. But no, he was a super guy. Very helpful. Always nice, easy to work with.
Mm-hmm. The next name is Outback Jack.
Outback Jack. I felt bad for God. That guy, he wasn't a bad guy. And we went to Australia a bunch. You know, I worked over there with Junkyard Dog on top. Oh my God, did we have fun. Great houses, sellouts all over the place. That's why I guess we had first become acquainted with him. And then wound up, they brought him over, and the Bulldogs were relentless ribbers. Davy Boy, oh yeah. Dynamite kid too. And Davy Boy, yeah, they cut the alligator. He had like an alligator head on the back of his vest, and they cut the alligator head off the back of his vest. They cut up his clothes. I got to tell you, my scissors were disappearing all the time, and then suddenly reappearing, and then stuff was cut up and gone and missing and everything. He nearly like committed suicide or something, because the Bulldogs just really rattled his cage so much that he's just like went over the edge. He lost it.
Next name is Bill Dundee.
Bill Dundee. Yeah, he was one of the guys down in Memphis that I had come into contact with in the early days. Jared. Bill was, I thought was a nice guy. Always treated me well, and I thought he was a great hand in the business. An asset for the business. Even though he's 5 foot nothing tall, but man could do anything. A great talker.
Mm-hmm. Someone you've got to have a story on. Wrestling's answer to Foghorn Leghorn, Robert Fuller.
Oh God, yeah, Robert Fuller. Wow, I think best stories were Pensacola stories and him. We'd be. Joe LeDuc had a band. Me, Robert, sometimes Bob Armstrong, Joe would be in the. He called it the Starship. We'd be in the Starship. And he had joints rolled. He had a potpourri of everything, Quaaludes, this and that thing, coolers with Jack Daniels and all the beer, and we had everything. And Robert would be doing that shit, and Robert had a big one,
mm-hmm.
and he would be always like pulling his dick out for the rats and shits, and it's like swinging it around. I mean, it's so fucking big, Yeah, God, there's probably a few people that are a little jealous of that guy. I thought that was kind of crazy shit, but whatever works for you,
Absolutely. Here's a name from the past: Don Kernodle.
Kernodle? Oh yeah. You know what? He's still alive, right? I saw him.
No, I think he just died not too long ago.
Saw him about 2 or 3 years ago, in like one of the things in Winston-Salem or one of the shows somewhere. He used to be with Sergeant Slaughter, right?
Yep.
The whole thing, yeah. He was a nice guy. I get along great with him. Mm-hmm. We were good friends for many, many, many years.
Sherri Martel.
Sherri Martel. Met her when we first went to Memphis in 1977.
Uh-huh.
Hulk and I walked into a strip club, and there she was on stage.
Really?
Really?
Who discovered her and got her into the business?
Oh, Hulk kind of discovered her.
I see.
She took a liking to him. I think she actually sent a bunch of pictures of himself to his house in Florida, which his mother got. And Hulk's mom was great, though. She's nothing could face her. She pulls open this thing and pull out these pictures of Sherri, and she's half naked, and, tits out and all that. I remember we coming home, we walking in, and it was sitting in his mom's little kitchen there, and her walking in with this envelope and dropping it on the thing, going, "What's this?" And Terry pulls the pictures of Sherri, naked pictures and all this, and he's like, "Oh, ah!" I had to explain to his mother, and she didn't care.
Rick Rude.
Rick Rude, met him the first time working in Charlotte, and he's a Minnesota boy. I know, Kurt. Jeez, there were so many guys.
There was the Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors, Brad Ringans. There's 4 or 5 other guys too. They all came through the camp. The big, tall guy was like a crazy man. What the heck was his name? The long curly hair. Jesus. Can't blame bad memory on drinks because I ain't had one. Berserker.
Was it John Nord? There you go.
Yeah, he was from. There were so many guys from Minneapolis. And Terry and I first come through there. We went to this gym we worked out at, and most of the guys all went to that gym, but they hadn't broken the business yet, and we were still new to the business. And everybody said us, and they're like, "Who's these guys? Where'd they come from?" So we caused a big stir in the Minneapolis guys. And Rick had a reputation. He was an arm wrestler, and he put anybody down. He just had that tendon strength or something. And Rick introduced me to his. He came from Texas and was in Charlotte, and he had a sister who had been married, had just had a baby, got separated and divorced, and was in Las Vegas, living in Vegas. And she just had a baby, I don't know, 3-4 weeks before. And she flew into Charlotte. And he introduced her to me. And this girl had washboard abs 3 weeks after having a baby. Jacked in shape. And introduced me to her. Me and her went out and wound up becoming friends for years on end. And she was in Florida at this party with me when I got hit by the parasailer. Huh. She was with me, hanging out for the weekend of 4th of July party. I was there. I nearly croaked.
We've got maybe 3 minutes left, so or maybe 4 minutes left, so I'll give you a few quick fire names. So Tully Blanchard.
Never got to know him that well, just in passing.
Okay. Giant Gonzalez.
Giant Gonzalez. We worked a movie with him, Thunder in Paradise, I think it was, or something else, another movie maybe down there. Super nice guy, but big health issues.
Dino Bravo.
Dino, super person, super nice guy. Strong, one of the strongest men I've ever met, but no charisma, personality for wrestling. Good, decent wrestler, but he was kind of a nightmare to work with because he was so damn big and so damn strong and everything. And then I felt bad for Greg when they stuck him with Dino after We broke up. He was with Dino, and I was like, oh, that's a fate worse than death there.
Gene Anderson.
I know him. That that's about all I could say.
That's fine.
Didn't have a great reputation with the boys. A lot of guys didn't like him too much.
Zeus.
Zeus.
Yeah, Tiny Lister.
Tiny Lister.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was a good friend of mine. Worked with him on several WCW shows. He did the movie with Hulk, No Holds Barred, and then we had the No Holds Barred matches with Macho Man, and I mean, did a tremendous job. What he was asked to do, going to do 2 pay-per-views, didn't make a single mistake, did everything that we walked him through stuff, and we had some trigger things in case he felt like he was getting lost or anything that we would go right back to. He'd say something to us, and we knew maybe we know what to do. We know how to grab him in a hold or take him and do something to keep things going. He did an unbelievable job. Guys who have been in the wrestling ring to go in and do 2 pay-per-views, 2 main event pay-per-views, do them perfectly. That was a mitzvah. That was incredible.
Yeah. One more story, the Iron Sheik.
Sheiky baby. Yeah, I knew Iron Sheik since the beginning. I met him right after Hulk beat him for the title, and then that launched the WWF, towards outer space. And spent a lot of time on the road with him. Admired him. You ever seen him use the clubs?
Yes.
You ever just try to pick one of those clubs up? I mean, the guy had incredible strength, and he was a legitimate Shaw Baran's bodyguard. This guy was he was a potential. He was a badass. I seen him get in the ring in the old days. He used to get in the ring, and then they call in marks from the outside. Say, anybody, you get in the ring, said give somebody $1,000 if they could turn him over in the ring. I've seen 400-pound guys, big guys, get in the ring and not be able to budge the Sheik, be able to turn him over. And so he had all my respect, and he was a fun guy. We had some seriously fun. He liked his drink and his gimmick and all the stuff. He loved all that stuff, and I wish him the best.
A to the Z, brother. Is that it?
A to the Z, brother.